What's going on, guys? So I just got done watching Monarch Legacy Monsters Season 2, and I'm sure by the expression on my face you can tell what I thought of it. I really enjoyed it. I think this is an improvement so far on last season. I think we're heading in the direction that I want this to go. And yeah, overall I loved it. So let's talk about it for a little bit. We basically pick up here right where we left off with Season 2. Or no, Season 1, my bad. We pick up right where we left off with Season 1, and Kong is going after the Monarch facility. I'm not quite sure if this is a Monarch facility or if it's an Apex facility. It looks like at this point in time, both of them are working together. It's not really like they're competing like they are in the films, because you have to remember that this TV series takes place in between Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong. So this technically where we're at with the films. This TV show is set in the past a little bit, and then it's actually set in the real way past, because we get flashbacks within the series. But I really liked it. I think that I'm very interested. I love all the new monsters. I've wanted to return to Skull Island for many years, because one reason I love the Kong Skull Island film, but I was so interested in like all the creatures and things that could possibly like reside there. And then, of course they revealed the Hollow Earth later on, and it's like, oh my gosh, even another whole new world opened up with potential new creatures. And that's kind of like the cool thing about the MonsterVerse is like all the different monsters they come up with, all their designs, the cool stuff they do. And I really like that aspect of it. And in Season 1 they kind of like jangled the keys, and then kind of like took them away, I guess. Like they kind of teased us with monsters. We got a nice monster fight in the beginning, and then we got some Godzilla scenes, but they're more of like, they weren't like Godzilla like fighting things. They were more of like Godzilla viewings. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, it was like, oh, here's Godzilla, he's here on screen, and then he just kind of like would swim away or like fuck off and do his own thing. But here we have until the end of Season 1, then Godzilla showed up and kicked some ass. But here we're starting off strong. Kong's ripping up the Apex base, and we're not necessarily getting monster fights between like the monsters themselves, but we're still getting lots of monster action, if that makes any sense. Like, monsters are chasing people, they're doing things, they're wrecking stuff, and it feels like a series that belongs in the MonsterVerse. And so let's talk about some of the monsters. Of course, we get the crabs are back. They make a cameo, the giant crabs, or they appear on a mountain as were some of our main characters. I'll call them the Miranda family, as the Miranda family is pulling on the Skull Island. Of course, we get Kong back. We know Godzilla's coming. He just hasn't made an appearance yet. He's been referenced, though. And then, of course, we have, I don't really know what you would call this thing, but it looks like a King Corso scaled up to be like 12 feet, like on all four legs, and then put like a sewer rat head on it. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Like, if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then we get, in our flashback scenes, we get, well, not in the flashback scenes. It's first alluded to in the flashback scenes. So we do get some more flashback scenes here, and our flashback scenes in this series are really where we're getting like lots of our character development, especially for our three main characters, or two of our main characters, and then a character that's, I guess you'd call him a main character because he's in the flashbacks. And then, Miranda was also in Kong Skull Island, and this ties in heavily. So we get some more backstory on Miranda through this series. And man, I feel bad for Shaw. Like, bro really likes the female scientist. I forget where, I think it's Kumiko or something like that. Kumiko. He really likes her, and she's just she is just teasing him, man. Like, that's like the best way to describe it. Like, she has to know that he likes her, but like she's keeping him in that friend zone. And I'm most dudes, we've all been there, so it's like, damn, like we can relate to that. So there's always that one girl that gets away, and for him, this is her. And man, there's a scene here where they're at this diner, and it's a nice scene between the two, and I really enjoyed it and appreciated it. And it just kind of goes to show, like with shows like Starfleet Academy and the stuff Marvel's been doing with like the Iron Hearts and what else Amazon's got, Rings of Power, things like that. Like, they don't give like enough of a shit and to like treat their viewer with respect. One thing I really like about these is most of them are done in English, but when the time is appropriate, they speak in Chinese, and I have to read subtitles, and it makes sense. It's done properly, and I'm like, well, thank you. I actually appreciate it. I'm like, this is a setting where they should be using that language, and it doesn't treat the viewer like they're idiots or anything like that. It treats the viewer as if they're intelligent, and I appreciate that. A lot of these shows these days, they don't do things like that, and it's the little things like that really go a long way. And we kind of just round out the episode with getting Lee Shaw back, because if you guys remember at the end, he falls in. That's kind of what this whole episode's about, is getting Lee Shaw back. He falls into the Axis Mundi. Now, I'm curious on, does anybody know? Let me know if you do down in the comments below, because I personally don't know, and I'm a huge MonsterVerse fan, and I don't think they've ever made mention of it, but is the Axis Mundi the same as the Hollow Earth? Because the way it looks in this episode, like, it's almost like they're opening a portal to like another dimension, and the way Kurt Russell describes it is like, oh, we went to their world. So like, it's almost like, funny enough, my 10-year-old brother is watching this with me, and he goes, it kind of reminds me of the Upside Down. And I was like, at first I kind of laughed it off, but then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, Kurt Russell described it as their world, and then when you go there and you look at it, it's like all colory, like it's a different dimension and stuff, and it's forested, kind of like, like Earth would be. And so I'm very interested in, like, is it the Hollow Earth, or is it more of like like my 10-year-old brother was saying, like an Upside Down type situation, where maybe this area where they come from kind of mirrors like kind of like alternate dimension type stuff, like their dimension kind of mirrors our dimension in a way, but it's for like big monsters and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The Axis Mundi is interesting. I want to see more within it. Another one we should talk about is Titan X. Titan X, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about Titan X. Titan X was really hyped up online in the MonsterVerse community for a good month or so since the trailer's been out. And now that it's out and we've seen Titan X, now we haven't seen enough Titan X. Let me just be clear of that. We need some more. We're only getting back shots of man, just saying it like that, because just we're only getting back shots of a Titan X, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this, because there's like these little crustacean like creatures that have like a bunch of tentacles on them, and they're kind of scary. I don't know. They're about, I don't know if you can see that. They're about this big, like that, maybe about that tall. So maybe like 8 inches by 8 inches or something. I don't know. They're about the size. So they're about the size of a human torso. It's about the size. And they're these, like, there's hundreds, thousands of them. And they're these little crustaceans when Titan X breaks out of its hibernation thing and goes. And the only reason I know that they're the like about torso sizes because Lee Shaw had to like fight one of them off. But then I saw the backside of Titan X as it was leaving, and they've shown us the crustacean, like the little crustacean creatures. That's just what I'm going to call them. I don't know what they are. And they look like Titan X is probably just a scaled up version of that, which if it is, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, to be honest. So I'm going to have to get back to you guys on next week's review on what I feel about Titan X. Maybe we'll see some more of them. He went into the water at the end of this, so I'm thinking this episode is kind of more of a Kong-centered episode, and maybe next episode is going to be more Godzilla-focused. They kind of bounce between the two until they like bring the arcs together in like the last 2 episodes or something like that. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. But overall, this is so much better than like, and like the thing that's going on with like Night of the Seven Kingdoms right now, that like it's a good show. It's definitely got me intrigued for a season 2, but I'm not like I'm not like a huge fan. Like, I see a lot of people out there, like some of the bigger channels, like the Nerdrotic. I know he really loves it. Like, he's watched it multiple times, stuff like that. I'm not. I just enjoy it. It's something I'll tune into every week. But this is that for me. I really am loving this. I think it's just like, thank you for at least giving a shit and trying, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna give this probably, sorry if you guys hear my dog drinking in the background and doing stuff. I'll probably give this like I don't want to go too strong, right? Because we're just starting out. But okay, so I guess we'll rate this episode by episode. I'm not gonna go with a 10 or 9 even. I'm gonna give it an 8. I think this is really solid. I think this is a good start. And I think it kind of quells my fears of where we were going with the end of last season, and now a little more human focused than monster focused. And now it seems that we've leveled things back out to a nice balance. We got just as much monsters in this episode as we did humans, and I would say we even got more monster action potentially in this one episode than we did all of last season. So I'm really happy with this episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. So yeah, 8 out of 10. But I will have a review out for the final Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I've just been a little bit busy, so I gotta get to that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.